Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. Tonight I am going to do some coasters that have been commissioned from a friend of mine. They are going to be resin coasters with free-form silicone. If you want to see or know how I did the silicone part, refer to one of my previous videos. I can't remember what number video it is, but it's the geode video that shows you how to do geodes and coasters as well. So let's see, I am using Baltic Day pigment powder. This one is white gold and that one is white, as my friend wants white coasters with a gold center. I've already done them before. You may have seen them on my Instagram. I sold them at the home show I was at last weekend. So my girlfriend wants me to make her a set. So I've gone ahead and mixed my resin already because I was working on some other pieces earlier. So I mixed a bunch of resin. So I've put the white. I've done 2 cups because I'm gonna need 2 for these. And then I also put the gold in the little teeny tiny cup. And then I just have some clear as a reserve because I might need it. I probably will. So that's it, and I'm just gonna get started. So what I did, the silicone is on just a piece of plastic that I bought at the local hardware store. For those of you in Canada, I bought it at Canadian Tire. It comes on a roll, they cut it for you. They cut it by the foot, so it was $3.99 a foot. It's the thicker kind. They have 2 kinds, a really thin one and a thick one. I buy the thick one. It's only $1 more, and it's, like I said, $3.99 a foot. And I just cut it into pieces to suit my needs. And I've done 3 layers of the silicone caulking with the caulking gun. And that's it. So I tape down the sides so that it doesn't go anywhere or prevents it from bubbling up underneath. And that's really about it. So I've stirred this really well, and I'm just gonna pour an outer layer right now, just around the outside. Okay, next. You could do this in a 2-step process if you want. You could do your first layer and then wait for it to dry for a day or 2, and then do another layer on top. I've done that before, and then I've done it where I've just done it all in one shot, and for me it seems to work. Some people, like I said, do 2 layers. 1 layer is good enough for me. So I guess it depends if you want to do different details or, you know, add, you know, a bunch of colors, different colors. So, you know, whatever you feel you want to do. So because these are just going to all be pretty much white, I don't really need to do multiple layers. So, by the way, that purple there is actually on the other side underneath. So don't worry if you're wondering, what's that? All right, so as you can see, it's closing in the center. So let's see, do I want to add any more? Maybe I'll add some more around here. And might as well use it up. Okay, and last one over here. All right. So that takes care of all the white. I think, oh, it's closing in on me over there. All right, I think I'm gonna add some white in the center, like so. I really don't have a plan for what I'm doing. I'm just totally winging it because, you know, nothing's ever, oh, this one's already closed up completely. Let's make a little hole here. Nothing's ever going to be the same. Like, I mean, if you made a piece and someone saw it and said, oh, I really want the same thing, odds of making the exact same thing are pretty much slim to none. So you can make it similar, but exactly never going to happen. So anywho, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my heat gun and I'm going to pop all the bubbles. You don't want to blast it on high, low is good, and you don't want to blast it for too long. I learned my lesson when I did some previous coasters where I sat there heating it up and heating it up and heating it up. Little did I know it was practically cooking the resin onto the plastic. So when it came time to demolding the coasters, they were literally stuck to the plastic. It was like the most difficult thing to take them off. I couldn't even believe it. So I won't make that mistake again. So don't do it for a really long time because you're gonna heat up the plastic underneath and it's just gonna stick to the resin. So So the other thing with resin is the more you let it sit, the bubbles will eventually come to the surface on their own. And then maybe just 5 minutes from now, you won't be able to see them in the white, but any other darker color like purple or blue or anything like that, you will see the bubbles. So if you were to wait 5 minutes, all the bubbles will come to the surface and they'll actually pool in the center, believe it or not. So again, in darker colors, you'll be able to see it better, where you could just take your heat gun or torch and just blast it right in the center and it'll pop all the bubbles for you right away. So I'm impatient, I have no patience, and I really just want to get this done. So I'm gonna add my gold now. And the other thing with white is it's very hard to see the bubbles anyway. If I was working with a darker color, I'd definitely wait, but you can't see bubbles in white, really. So I'm gonna add my gold right in the center. I'm just gonna add a little to start, and if I need to add more, I will. You know, it's always easy to add more than take out. You can't take it out. Once you've added it, you can't take it out. So better to just add it slowly and a little bit at a time. So let's see, does that look about even? Maybe a little more in here. All right, so I'm gonna blast it with the heat gun. Maybe, I'm gonna blast it with the heat gun and make it so that it spreads out. Come on. I cannot believe my battery died. So here I am working away and I look up and my phone is off. So I was like, no. So I wondered when on earth the battery actually died, but lucky for me, it was pretty much near at the end anyway. So really sorry about that, guys. I had no idea my battery was even that low. So as I was saying, I had just finished putting the gold in the centers, and I took my heat gun, which I've taken my gloves off, and now it's all sticky, so I don't want to touch it. So I basically just took the heat gun and blasted the center only and just did a few circular motions on each one, and it pretty much just blasted the gold outwards, and then once you're done, it literally just comes back in on its own. So there was really nothing to it. So just take your gun, blast it in the center for about 5 seconds and do a small circular motion, and as you're doing it, you'll see the center color, which in this case is gold. It'll come out all the way to the edges, and then after you stop, you'll see it slowly coming back to the center. So you don't want to do it too long. As I said, you don't want to heat up the plastic. So that's it. Like, I mean, I was almost done my video and this stupid phone died. So that really sucked. But anywho, I'll bring you in for a close-up so that you can see what it looks like. I'm gonna leave them here on the table because I'm not really doing anything else tonight, or likely tomorrow night either. I'm gonna take a little break. So that's it. FYI, so since my heat gun, the handle, where is it? The handle, super sticky because I was grabbing it with my gloves, which had resin all over them. Quick trick is just, all you need is some rubbing alcohol. This stuff works really great to take resin, you know, the stickiness of the resin off of things. So I pretty much just dab the paper towel with the alcohol, and I just literally, you know, rub down my handle. It's really important to clean your equipment when you're done. So I push the button down, I clean the top, then I push the button to the top, I clean underneath, because I'm telling you guys, resin gets everywhere. So you know, you spend money buying all these materials and this electric stuff, and you know, all this stuff that helps you do your art, and you know, you want to make sure you clean it, and so that it stays working and in good order for a really long time, so that you don't have to buy, you know, more down the road. So really quick, really simple, and there you go. It's clean. Like, I mean, I've used this a million times and it pretty much almost looks new because I take care of it. So that's it. Just some alcohol and wipe it down all over and you're good to go. So that's it. That's how you clean resin off of things. That's it for this. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. Feel free to ask any questions, guys, in the comments below. I always answer. Like, I'm here to help. I'm here to, you know, help you with anything you need. I will do my best to answer all your questions in a fashionable manner and time. Let me know what you think. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for all your support. Don't forget to hit, you know, the little bell to get notifications. You guys know the drill. Yeah, and that's it. So I will let these set for probably about 2 days, and then I will take them out of the mold and probably do maybe another process video to show you how they come out, and then how I sand them down with my rotary Dremel tool thingy. But that's it for now. So let me see if I can get you guys down here without doing any damage. Okay. All right, so there you see a little bit of gold there in the center. So once these are dry and I sand them all down, I have my gold 18 karat leafing pen by Krylon, which I'll show you on the next video, and I will touch up the edges. And that's it, guys. So thanks for watching. Sorry again about the dead battery, and I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm back for part 2 of my resin coasters. So they have been curing for just about 24 hours now. So I'm going to take them out of the mold and then just put them back on the drying rack to let them continue hardening. but I do want to take them out of the mold before they get completely cured and hard. So just gonna peel off the tape here. I mean, they feel pretty good. They're pretty hard. So now would be a good time to take them out of the mold. Hopefully they come out easily, and hopefully I didn't heat up the plastic underneath too much. All right, so let's just put this on the side here. So this is the, like I said, I drew out the shape that I wanted with just a Sharpie, and then I did 3 layers on top of it with the silicone caulking. So, like, I mean, what you want to do is just basically pull on the edges, and you can see actually it's coming out, knock on wood, really easily along the edges. You want to try and do it carefully so that you don't pull the silicone off the actual plastic. Like, I mean, it can happen. If it does, no big deal. You can just get some more silicone with your caulking gun and then just add some more around the edges, and it'll just, you know, stick back down. So oh, that came out super easy. That's exciting. So just carefully but slowly. Oh my God, that was so easy. I hope the rest come out that easy. So there it is, guys. Look at that. That's the back. The not so important side. This is the important side. So you can see, let's see here. Let's do it like that. There's lots of sharp little edges. There's definitely sharp edges, which is something that you're gonna need to either sand. You can do it by hand. I don't recommend it. It's not as good as using either a Dremel tool or what do they call those? Like one of those like rotary tools or whatever, which I have. So that'll be the next step video. This is just a quick video to show you the demolding, and then I'll do another video when I have time of the actual sanding part. Plus these need to cure for a few more days before I can really sand them down and work on them. So, oh, this makes me happy. You have no idea how easily, look at that, nice and easy they're coming out. So we'll go with the next one. Just kind of pull away at the sides, pull it down all the way around, just like so. And then it literally just pops right out. Look at that. That's perfect. And one more. So and there it is. All 4 of them came out. Like, I mean, I could bend them. See, they're not perfectly hard yet. You see that? So that's why you need to just let them be. But you want to take them out of the mold after about 24 hours. Like, I mean, you can get all your fingerprints on there, so. But anywho, so just put them on a flat surface. I'm actually going to put them back on this board here and just put it on my drying rack and let them stay flat and leave them there for another maybe day or 2. And they'll be super hard because by then they'll be fully cured. And then I'll sand them down, so I'll come back and I'll do a video on that real quick. But there's the mold, guys. It's still stuck. It did not come off the plastic. So, like, I mean, you can reuse these over and over and over and over again. Like, I mean, I see people who sell those green turquoisey looking molds, and as much as I would love to have molds like that, like, I mean, some people ask $100 for them, and I get it because it's a lot of work to make a mold like that. I totally get it, but I just can't see myself spending that kind of money, so I just make my own. And as you can see, it works out pretty darn good. And if you decide to change your mind on the shape, you can toss it if you want. Just peel this off and start fresh, start new, and do something different. So that's why I like this method, because you can do whatever you want, change it up, keep it, reuse it. It's great. So anyways, there you have it. I'm gonna let them cure for a couple more days. I'll be back. I'll show you guys how to sand them down, and then add on this case, they're gonna be gold trim around it. So that's it for now. I'll be back in a few days for the next step, which I guess is step 3, and we will see you then. Okay, thanks guys. See you in a bit. Hey everyone. Thanks for joining me again for the final step of the resin coasters. So as you last saw, I popped these out of the molds. They've been sitting on my drying rack for about a week now because I've been busy doing other things. But I want to get them finished off. So this is the final step. So what I'm going to show you right now is, so this is what it looks like when it came out of the mold. So as you can see, there's like really sharp edges. Actually, it's pretty sharp. Some edges could be pretty sharp. So you want to be careful with that. So that's what it looks like when it comes out of the mold. This is what it looks like after I've sanded it down. So as you can see, I'm rubbing my hands around it. Not sharp at all. It's perfectly fine. And this is the final piece once I've added the marker to it, the paint marker, which in this case is Krylon gold leafing pen. So I'm going to show you the process. I'm going to move these, actually I'm going to move these completely out of the way, because I don't want them to get all sandy and dusty when I show you guys this one. So what I'm going to show you guys, so here's my sanding tool. Like, I mean, you could do it by hand. I don't recommend it. You're definitely not going to get the results doing it by hand with sandpaper. You know, this is much better. For those of you in Canada, it's Mastercraft, which means it's Canadian Tire. So this my husband bought, so I stole it from him. It was 50 bucks, and it comes with this whole array of like attachment pieces. So what I use is just this teeny tiny, there you go, little sanding tube. I don't know what you call these things. I'm not good with tools, but this is what I have on the edge of mine, although it doesn't look brown anymore because it's pretty much nearing the end of its life. But I have just enough left, and all you do is you just, oops, I took the black part off there. See that black part? So anywho, this just goes on like so. That's it. So I'm gonna show you guys my best, try so that you guys can see how I sand this. Please, please, please wear safety goggles. I can't stress enough how many times I've been sanding like pieces like this. Let's see, I'll show you. So like pieces like this, and then the second the sanding tool touches it, it just goes flying off. And I've been hit in the face before, so please put on safety goggles and wear a mask, just anything to cover your nose. You don't want to breathe in, you know, the resin dust. Like, I mean, it's bad enough to breathe in resin when you're using it and you're heating it up, and if it's got an odor, that's really bad. But you don't want to be breathing in resin dust either. So put on a mask and be safe, everyone. So I am going to do my best to show you how I sand the edges. So first what I do is I take the tool and I sand across the top, just like this, just a small little across the top. And then I turn it on the side, and what I do is I sand along the side. So you want to sand all along the side, and then at the bottom there's a small little ridge at the bottom as well. Let's see if I can show you better. This small little ridge here down at the bottom. You just want to give that a quick sand too. What you need to be careful is when you're sanding the top, you don't accidentally hit the actual coaster, because if you do, you'll leave sanding scratches on it, and that doesn't come off. So on something like this that's white, if you accidentally hit it, odds are it won't show. But if you do it on a dark purple or a dark blue coaster, it's gonna show. And if you hit it real hard, you've pretty much ruined it. So you gotta really be careful. If you hit the back, doesn't really matter. No one looks at the back. It's the top you need to be careful. So I think that's it for the sanding advice. So I'm just gonna put on my protective stuff and we'll get started. So I already have this one on top of my head, so I'll just put that one on. All right, put my glasses on. All right, so I will do my best to stay up here so you guys can see what I'm doing. And keep in mind, this makes a massive mess, okay? So if it's a nice sunny day where you are and you've got warm temperatures and you can do this outside, go do it outside. Do not do it inside. Where I am, it's Canada, it's cold. Even though it's spring, it's still freezing outside and it's nighttime. So I'm gonna do it down in the basement and I've got the vacuum on hand. So let's get going and I will show you how I go about doing this. My glasses are falling off my head. Sorry guys, give me one sec. All right, let's try that again. Let's keep going. You're probably noticing as I'm going, this tip keeps sliding up and down. So it's not really supposed to do that. It probably does that because I'm not using this tool properly, I guess. But I have had it where it's flown off the end. So be careful of that too. So try and keep it as steady and centered as possible when you're doing this. All right, so I've gone all the way around. So what I want to do now is just take my finger and rub it all the way around. Be careful because if you've missed a spot and you're rubbing your finger, you could stab yourself or slice your finger. So be careful when you're rubbing your finger around all the edges. If you find a spot that's still a little sharp, just grab your tool and give it a little sanding in that spot. Otherwise, if it's good to go, like this one, then you're done. So, you know, this is the mess. And that's just from one coaster. Could you imagine doing like 20 of them? Like you really need to do this outside, like for real. I'm gonna take off my glasses and my mask. So this one's done. So typically what I do next is I take it to the sink and I just rinse off, not in hot water, cold water is good. Rinse all the dust off of it and dry it off. I won't do that with this one because I already have this one that I've washed and rinsed off. So what you want to do is, if you're outside, that's great because all the dust probably would have flew out into the wind. If you're inside like me, you want to either move to a different section where it's clean to do the next step, or you need to clean your current surface because I don't want to put this nice clean coaster down on all the dust and use my marker on it because then all the dust is going to get stuck to the marker. So just please bear with me while I scoop up all the dust here. All right, this should be good. All right, sorry about that, guys. Got to make sure you have a clean working space. So this is all clean. There's no dust on there now. So what you want to do is what I do. I don't know what other people do, but what I do is I have paint markers. There's so many different brands. There's Sharpie, there's Craft Smart, there's, what do they call that? Posca pens or something like that. I think those are American. I don't know if we even have them here. In Canada, I don't even know. So I have mostly Sharpies. I do have a white Craft Smart. I'm not crazy about Craft Smart. They're not really the greatest. For white and black, it's okay actually, but if you wanted to use like silver, gold, copper, or anything like that. So for example, I have gold in the Sharpie. It's nice, it works, but if you're looking for, you know, a antique-y, darkish, kind of matte kind of gold, this is the color for you. Basically, the lid really describes what you're gonna get. So I ended up trying this 18 karat gold leafing pen, which is by Krylon. And it's so vibrant and so bright. So this is definitely my go-to, and I have it in silver leafing as well. And so I have the Sharpie in silver too, but this one has quite the shimmer and the shine, and it's really bright, and this one's more matte and dull. So this also comes in bronze. I've been looking for it at Michael's forever, and I can't seem to find it. I heard Walmart sells it, so I might check there next, but this is my go-to. If you want shiny bling and bright, this is what I like. Like, I mean, I haven't tried every brand out there, but I like this one. So give it a good shake. And as you can see, I've used this so many times that I've pretty much frayed, let me see, zoom there, frayed the edges of it, which is fine. Like, I mean, so what you want to do is, let me see if I can bring you down. Hold on. Bring you closer to the table. Maybe that might work better. All right. There we go. I'll bring it down a little more. Okay. I'm pretty low. All right. So what I do is I basically see how the edge has, it's kind of like sanded out there. I don't know if you can see that. So what I do is I take the center of that flat part of the marker and I draw on top of it. So I pretty much let the edge of the coaster be my guide. So I just take it and I go, it really just flows on its own. I'm not even really doing that. You just push down and move it. and all the edges make the marker move. So essentially, it's really easy. Now, don't panic if you accidentally get some on the coaster, because if you get on the coaster and you wipe it right away, it'll come off. If you haven't noticed it and like a minute's gone by, no big deal. Go and grab some isopropyl alcohol and just give it a dab and it'll come right off. So don't worry if you make a mistake, or you know, you made too thick of a line, you know, don't worry. See what I did there? Just like it just wiped right off. Now it's on my finger, so I have to really be careful that I don't touch, like I just did here, the coaster with, see, I have it on my pinky too, right? So you got to be careful that as you're going around, you're not touching the edges and getting it on your fingers that you're not aware of, and then you touch the coaster and you're like, oh shoot. So try and stay away from the edges and from touching them. So I will keep going. So there you go. And there's the top part. So then what you want to do is, again, make sure you don't have it on your fingers, and this is how I hold it. You have to make sure your hand isn't touching it there. So I hold it like that, and then I take the marker and I really just, now it's really just filling in all the crooks and crannies and nooks and crannies. Did I say crooks and crannies? I meant to say nooks and crannies, like seriously. So basically just fill in your little holes. Oh, can you even see what I'm doing? There we go. So again, if you accidentally get any underneath or on the top, no worries, you can clean it right off. Just make sure your hand doesn't touch it as you're going around. So it's really important, because if you get it on your hands or in your palm there, in here, and you didn't notice, and then you start touching the coaster, you're gonna make a mess. So basically, gosh, I need to pay attention. Can you guys even see? All right, so basically just, you know, and there's gonna be a lot of grooves and a lot of holes. So I just, you know, get your marker in there and fill in all the little holes and stuff until you get all the way around to the other side. So I will keep going. So this is it, guys. Like, I mean, you know, it's a long, tedious process, and it is a lot of work, which is why, you know, like if I sell these and tile coasters, my tile coasters are cheaper, because it's not as much work, especially with the sanding and everything. So these are a little more expensive when I sell them, and you know, after seeing this video, I hope you can understand why. So it is a long, tedious process, but they are unique. They're one of a kind, and you know, not very many people, if any, have coasters like this, although I'm sure now people do because it's the hype. But you know, it's a nice gift to give someone, you know, because it's not your typical HomeSense coaster or your, I don't know where people buy coasters from, Pier 1, I don't know. Anywho, but I hope you have learned something from this whole process. If you give it a go, I'd love to hear about it. Let me know how it went out, how it turned out, and if you guys have any questions, please ask, because honestly, I'm more than happy to help, which is why I do these tutorials. So, you know, ask away and I will do my best to answer your question. So, where's my lid? Oh, there it is. So I will show you the final result. See, and then the back is clean too. But like I said, if you have an oopsie moment and you accidentally get some marker on the actual part of the coaster, you can wipe it off. It's no big deal. So there you have it. That is how I do my coasters from the very beginning step to the very end step. So let me know what you guys think. in the comments. Feel free to give it a thumbs up if you like it. Ask any questions. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. And that is it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for the feedback. Thanks for all the support. I'm so close to 1,000 subscribers. Actually, by the time I post or upload this video, I'll probably be over 1,000. Who knows? I'm not sure. But 1,000 subscribers in a month is, to me, very, very exciting. So I can't thank you all enough for your support and your super, super kind comments. I love it. It's flattering and I'm very humbled, and I can't thank you guys enough. So that is it for now. I will be back with another video some point down the road. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night. Bye.